Hello everybody, how are you guys doing tonight? We are going to be doing some Yu-Gi-Oh! This is a, we're going to be doing some more Masochist. This is something we've been doing for some time now. And I've been having a great deal of fun with it. We're going to lose a lot, but I nonetheless think this is probably my favorite way to play this game. Or at least my favorite way to play Master Duel. There's just a level of not having to care much about what is happening. About, like, I don't have to learn all the combos because I can't be expected to know them with that deck. I can't be expected to know them with whatever the decks are. Because I'm not going to be able to interact anyway. But it also gives me a bunch of time to watch and see these decks in action, at least a bit. So I can understand better how they work and what they're actually doing. It really is overall just a very neat little, in my opinion, a neat little way to... It's just a good way to play Yu-Gi-Oh! For me. So, let's hop into it. Alright, we ended yesterday in Silver 3. We have just we're at the point in this run where we have to prioritize not only cards on an individual basis, but cards on how they work together. So things that combo things that let us do more are one of our highest priorities. The other being more ways to remove and deal with the opponent's board. Okay, this is a good hand. This is a good starting hand because I can set up this form a pile Paratrio in theory. I don't think I actually want to do that. I think, and this doesn't work unless I go on. This is actually not nearly as good a hand as I was initially suggesting. I think this is a set Tiki Curse, set Adamantipator, Researcher, pass hand. If the Researcher survives, great. I can make like a six. Make my 6 next turn. If it doesn't, oh well. Oh boy. Blue eyes. I can hope that this is just the pre-con of the starter deck. I think that has a copy of Alternative Light in it. Oh, and they have conceded. Well, per the rules of engagement, they did play cards. And they did definitely surrender. It wasn't a case of they DC'd, they surrendered. So we absolutely get to call that a win. That's real exciting right there. Just start on a win? Beautiful. They had no way of knowing we were on doing nothing that could interact, that could stop what they were doing. Yeah. Drillroy, that actually could be quite good. Okay, let's walk through these. Toon Masked Sorcerer. This is theoretically card advantage. I draw a card if I deal battle damage, but also the stats and on it are bad, and it can't attack the turn it's summoned. This is a bad card. The stats on this are terrible. It's a level 4, which is totally fine, but its effects only care about Gunkins, so we're gonna pass. Haunted Zombies. Banish a zombie monster from either graveyard. And if it's to summon tokens. And if it's in the graveyard, you can shuffle a banished zombie into your deck to reset it and do it again. That could be good if I'm running zombies, but I don't think I am currently, so it's probably not great. Special summon by sending a machine from hand. Could be good if I'm on machines, but I kinda doubt it. And even so, this is a level 9 that doesn't do anything. I think I don't actually like this card. This is a level 9 that doesn't do anything, which is a really awkward level for me, even if it, like, did other good things. This is another Floodgate. I find it hard to argue with running this as a just a Floodgate with decent stats. That's probably making the deck. Oh, Drillroid, that's removal, because it destroys the defense position monsters before battle damage. That could get run. Oh. Oh. Both of these effects are good for me, and I would love to play them, but this restriction at the end that I can only activate the effects while I control a Tistina monster busts it entirely. I can't run that. Ritual summon prediction princesses, cares about prediction princesses. No, that's not happening. Okay, that's a couple of cards that might be worth running though. Let's take a look at the legacy packs. Unlike some other weird niche floodgates we've run into, no light monsters is certainly one that would affect the board, affect opponents. Once per turn. Okay, only matters if we have psychics. Okay. That's not gonna get run. Not even really for any fault of its own. It's just like, it's a monster that cares about Geminis and don't, and hopefully never will. Geminis are generally pretty bad. World Legacy support, so this first effect is useless. This second effect probably would never go off because it cares about Cyber Slink monsters. And it would require this card hit the graveyard in the first place, which is not happening. Yeah, no, that's not happening. Remote Revenge is a good card. That's probably going to get run. It's niche, but niche in a way that, like, that's gonna be... My stuff is gonna be targeted, right? Okay, this is bad. That could be worse, but the stats are bad, and it has to deal battle damage to do anything? No, we're not running this. Okay. So 3 or 4 cards general that are worth running. Let's take a look at where we're at. Okay, machine monsters. We're not really running those, so we're definitely not doing Space Cruiser. What was the other one that cared about a type that I wasn't sure of? Oh, zombies. Ah, our vampires are zombies, but they're basically the only zombies in the deck. An additional side note for quarantine. We do have only 4 main deck light monsters, though these three are all monsters I would want to be normal summoning. And this is something I'm keeping to discard. I have in here as like a discard battle fade. So this is perfectly safe to run in the deck, and we will run it. Because it shuts off Blue Eyes, it shuts off if our opponents are on Fiendsmith for some reason, it shuts that off. I think, is Malice also... Is Malice also light? Did I misspell it? Yeah, I did. Oh, these are all darks, but that's fine. Yeah, like, it being light does... shutting off lights does shut off a bunch of stuff. Let's take a moment, though, while we're here. We're definitely running quarantine. We definitely need to at least consider remote revenge. Let's take a moment here, consider what we have in our deck. Do we have any stuff that cares about dark? Dark is the closest thing I've seen to something being reasonable. And Luna is still definitely a card that I could run. I still don't think I will, because I don't think he's worth it. Or she's worth it. Cannot count on KSC. Also wouldn't do anything. I don't do banished stuff. Oh, and now we're hitting... Where did this even come from? Did I legitimately just pull that? Okay, that's funny. Okay, that's structure deck stuff. So Amulet Dragon is the last possible dark thing. Funny. Are there any typings that we have a particularly large quantity of? We have a sizable number of tuners, which is good. Wait, why am I not running this? Where did this come from? Because Armades, it's not a great 5, but it is a 5. And it's not like it hurts me to run. So I should probably cut... let's cut... Replodocus. Actually, no, let's summon this Cyber guy that I don't... No, Cyber, that could still be summoned off of anything, so we'll keep him for now. Let's probably cut Replodocus. It just does nothing for us. We'll slot in this Armades. Moving right along. Conk Berserker requires junk synchron. What's this care about tuners? If you special summon any of these monsters using a pendulum monster's material while this card is already face up in your spell and trap card zone, you can activate the appropriate effect. Fusion, Synchro. Synchro just adds a poly to hand, which doesn't do anything. The much more relevant effect is this Xyz effect. I have a decent number of pendulum monsters now. I genuinely could run this. I don't think I will because I only have 4. But if I had any more than 4, I would really be taking a hard look at that. And that's down to... Okay, TG Tank Grub is not a good card. Not worth running. Oh, requires the DD tuner, that's why it's not getting run. I don't have any other sword. Ah, I hit how to obtain instead of related. That's my bad. Yeah, I have no other Sword Soul cards. Because if I did, Sword Soul of Taya would instantly be a very good card, but I don't. Okay, let's move from here to the trap monsters. And we're going to look specifically for these continuous trap cards. That's not good. No, that's too specific. This is also too specific. This is an ancient warriors card. Wait. It is just free tokens every turn. Well, no, free tokens on my opponent's turn, which is much worse. Pendulum Dimension Patrol running Plunder Patrol Booty. not good. Not good for us, at least. Ancient Gear Golem support. Ice Barrier support. Beast support. No, we're not running any of this. Any other typings or things I should be looking at here? No, I think we're relatively good. So now all we need to do is we need to cut a couple cards here. We're starting to get a really heavy trap lineup. Like, our spell and trap lineup is starting to get pretty sizable. I think I'm probably going to cut Medolke Knights. It's a great trap if I can set it turn 1, but besides that, it's really hard to justify. These two are theoretically difficult to trigger, but will trigger. Widespread Ruin is great. Metal Morph is not as good as I thought it would be, but is still really useful in a deck like this. Tiki Curse and Space Dragster are both monsters. Performa without Pinch Helper is remarkably useful now that I have a couple Performa Pals I'm actually running. I think I want all of these. Okay, let's take a look at these guys that require tributes. This is a tribute monster that is a huge effect. Grimstun is great. Scarlet Scourge. I think it might be time to cut Archfiend Commander. Yeah. Valant's Voltage Viscount does not do what I thought he did. He brings his ally, the other Valants back as continuous spell traps. Or as continuous spells, which does not allow Scion to do his effect. Nonetheless, I'm going to keep it in because it is a pendulum. It is a free special, and I can pair it with, like, much like any of these other guys. If I can pair it with the Spider Orchid, the ability to actually genuinely pendulum summon in a deck like this is huge. I'm kind of amazed that I'm able to do this that I can have pendulum monsters that are actually, like, valuable to the deck on their own and also useful for this. I also think I'm probably gonna cut Elder of the Six Samurai. As things go forward... No, you're fine. You're totally fine. As things go forward, this is a card that only works going second and only if it's the first thing I do. Which is starting to be too restrictive. I should also be paying, for purposes of this, I should also be paying attention to these tuners. I'm at a high enough density of them now that if I needed to cut one, I could, but I think right now the cut is this Elder. Or it could be Hannibal Necromancer, actually. Hannibal Necromancer is interesting because it only destroys a face-up trap. Which basically, it's not a quick effect, so it basically has to be a continuous trap. The only continuous traps we normally are running into are, like, there was the one weird, like, stun burn player we fought, and, like, Dark Magician decks that are dependent on Eternal Soul. And I have better answers. I'm starting to have... it's really nice to be able to say, but I'm starting to have better answers to Eternal Soul. Like, I'm not reliant on this card anymore. And so I think it's probably... one of these two is probably the cut. I'm going to err on the side of caution, and I'm going to cut the Elder. It cuts into my burst potential a little bit, but we're in a position where I am just, like, gonna be stingy about them. About having as much removal as possible. Interaction is where we lose games most often. So it's going to be hard to convince me to cut reasonable interaction. We will go first. This is an adorable little guy, by the way. Okay, yes, this is just adorable. Aww, little guy. Oh, this is terrible as a hand. I have nothing. I can summon none of these guys. Okay. But as soon as we can summon anything, we can, we have a game. I think we go Grimson first. Okay. This is a terrible deck to be going into with this hand. Because what this deck of our opponents wants to do is it wants to set up a bunch of guys that can't be destroyed by battle. And destruction by battle is going to be our primary method of dealing with these guys. It's like our primary method available of dealing with these guys. Which puts us in a bit of a pickle. Now there is a world where they put 0 creatures onto my battlefield and therefore can deal me no damage because all their guys are 0/0s. Are 0 attack monsters? Like, there's a non-zero chance that happens? I don't think most decks are running Geist Grinder Golem. Most of these decks are running Geist Grinder Golem anymore. And that was how you put a monster on my field to fight me with? But that, I think summoning that might have required I have guys in the first place, and I do not. I have no guys. So all of this setup is useless. Is ironically useless so long as I don't put a monster into play. And I can probably delay playing monsters for a considerable amount of time. Oh, hey, that's a guy that can attack. Yeah, I might as well. Right, they're anticipating me actually trying to break their board next turn. I'm not sure that's happening. Okay. Well, they've gone through a fairly long combo, but I've only managed to put 2,000 points of damage on the board. Okay, 4. That's something. Yeah. But what I've been pointing out is that, like, this deck is theoretically still reliant on me having guys. I think the Unchained line gives them some ability to actually deal damage without me having to have guys on field. And while that's not the sort of effect you would normally concern yourself with, in this particular weird circumstance, I think it does. It does limit them at least a little bit. Oh, yeah. Okay, they traded in the Shavara for less damage. Which is scintillating. A scintillating observation, I know, but, okay. Ravenous Tarantula can do it. Bell is a weird deck. When it was good, Master Duel was a wreck. We chose to take no battle damage there because that means that even taking advantage of Ravenous Tarantula, I don't know that they have enough damage to actually kill. Period they were good was a wreck. I would like to see a monster pretty please. To at least pretend I can play. But, oh, heck. Thank you, thank you. Ironically, I think this buys me a turn. Ironically, I think this buys me a turn. Or at least close to a turn. As I... No, I think I still lose here, but... like, this Performapal Pinch Helper effectively lets me fade 4 creatures attacking? Oh no, this is the once per turn. Okay, so it's not gonna save me, but it's gonna let me... It'll still fade me 3 attacks, because I can go for the Parrot, for the Parrot Trio, which will get me the Snake on Death, and that represents 3 blocked attacks right there. If they're smart, they'll have more than 3 guys to go. They probably will just naturally. Mature Chronicle. I don't think I've ever seen this card before. Huh. That is gonna... or could... theoretically... pop my Pinch Helper. It's not going to, because I think they have too many cards on field already. Why are they running this, though? They have plenty of way to deal with the board already, right? Just through the... No, I have to... Yes. Yes. So they can't use their negate here. We're gonna summon the Parrot. Oh! The Tarantula will kill me before anything else does. Okay, cool. I missed that it had an additional effect. Yeah, I'll go out on my own terms. Sure. Kill me. Might as well, right? But yeah, Yubel is one of those that in this setting, has a lot of weird weakness to what... it is one of the decks that absolutely, like... doesn't do as well because it's in such a bad deck. Like, Yubel kind of wants your opponent to, like, partway set up a board, because if you've partway set up a board, then it can... If the opponent has partway set up a board, then it can do its thing. Like, it can fight its guys into your guys. But outside of a line like we saw there with the spider, which is not something I'd ever seen before. I'm not surprised to see it. It's a cool way to give them the way to push through that kind of unfortunate situation. It's frankly I'm frankly a little surprised we lasted as long as we did. Works. Yeah. I'm nonetheless pleased with how it worked. Okay, we're gonna be... I'm a little surprised and mildly concerned at Set Go. I have no tuners or anything, so I think I'm gonna spend my token to make save work and hopefully clear this off before it's a problem. Hoping. Okay, yes. And we still have no monsters in our graveyard, so Knight is still alive. Which means we have a negate and a battle trap up. Which is kind of exactly where we want to be. This is a great position for us. Presuming, based on the fact they're running Morphing Shard 2, I would bet that what they're on is not good. Nobody runs Morphing Shard 2 in a deck that they think is good. So, probably in a better position here. And of course we can next turn, make Cannibal Necromancer and go into, rank 4. If they had played another... Oh, they're just gonna concede. Okay, I can respect that. And we go up to Silver 2! Yo, tonight's a good night. More packs. Okay. Drop time. Okay, let's take a look at what we've got here. Fascinating. Okay, let's walk through these. This is not good for us. We aren't on hero. It's not going to actually tell us how many heroes we have. I know we have a couple of other heroes, but we are probably not, running them in order to play Vision Hero Ferris. Vision, this doesn't do anything on its own. It really just, combos off with another Vision Hero. It's probably not getting run. It's very much a niche, hero piece. When at level 6 or higher monsters normal or special summoned, tribute Earthbound. Okay, no, that's not happening. Never mind, ignore the rest of that card. Equip only to a Kawaki Meru. We're not running those, so who cares? Activate this card only if both players control a monster that was special summoned from the extra deck. Negate the effects of face-up monsters act special summoned from the extra deck. And if a monster is destroyed by battle involving 2 monsters that were special summoned from the extra deck, send this to the yard. Also, whoever lost the fight takes 1,000 damage. That's an interesting card. That's a floodgate we might run. Oh, I guess we do have a Kawaki Meru, Sandman, which is not good. Theoretically, it represents a negate with this second effect, but we aren't running rock monsters or iron cores of Kawaki Meru. scrap lube. No, unfortunately. I'll send him off to Dreamland instead. No, this is bad. I'm not interested in lubing up my deck, thank you. Okay, we obviously can't summon this guy, so the rest of what it is basically doesn't matter. Dust Flame Blast. We do have, like, a Laval or two, but I think they're Synchros? At which rate I wouldn't be interested, wouldn't really want to run them, because, like, at that point, you're playing Synchros to lose in order to trigger a card, and that's just bad decision-making right there? No. No. Well, no. No, actually. So there's the world where, like, early in a Masochist run, you run this and you go, yes, this can disrupt my opponent's ability to make certain kinds of plays. It can set me up for a rank 4. But also, it's a normal. This is a normal spell. This is not a quick play. Yeah, no, what the heck, no. This would be good in an early, or if it had been the early parts of a Masochist run, but no. It doesn't do anything. Not really. Okay, that is maybe the best card I've ever seen. I was not aware of this individual before I opened this pack, but I love them. This is great. No comment. And this requires us to be running psychic monsters, which we're not. So maybe, how much psychic support we've been getting? Maybe we should be. Mad Hacker's a psychic, right? Surely Mad Hacker alone is worth throwing like 3 support cards in, right? Yeah, Mad Hacker's... No, Mad Hacker's is Fibers. Never mind. Oh my... Okay. Yeah, so definitely not running psychic stuff. Like, do I even have psychics I could be playing? Oh, cool, 1. Yeah, no thank you. I would love to not give Vision Hero Ferris the time of day. Unfortunately, I do know we have a bunch of other hero cards floating around, and if it's the piece of support needed to make them all playable, then I will be mildly annoyed. Okay, I can discard another hero to summon it. And I do have another Vision Hero, which means I can activate this second effect. If it's a continuous trap, you contribute a hero to special summon it in order to have the attack of a face-up monster on the field. Oh, that's annoyingly useful. I really don't want to be running this, but it... Oh, no. Okay, let's take a look at other heroes. Ferris is a 5. Okay, that makes it significantly worse, and it's something I should... If I'm looking at running just Ferris and Poisoner, then I don't do it, because Ferris is a 5. that is only good if we're running basically the rest of our heroes. That's not good. And that's also not good. Okay. We continue to edge concerningly closer to playable numbers of heroes. But we are still not there yet, and for that, I suppose we're grateful. Also, yes, again, we just aren't playing rock monsters. We have a single rock monster, an Adamantipator Researcher. And I guess I could activate her effect to fetch him out of deck. Hypothetically. But that's also bad and not reliable, and we're not doing it. Is there anything else we're right, Hollow Giants. Okay, Hollow Giants. What would that be replacing? It's surely not better than either of our current floodgates. Would now be the time we finally cut Hannibal Necromancer? I'm loath to, but I could probably cut Scarlet Scourge. I'm really loath to cut Scarlet Scourge. Okay, let's do some thinking about this, though. You can turn it off by... It's a continuous spell, so I would have to activate it. No, I wouldn't... No, I would have to activate it on my turn. So it would have to be... Because it's a continuous spell, it's not like it's a quick play or anything, so I can't activate it at instant speed. So I would be playing this into a board where they've let me get... where they have an extra deck monster. Have let me get to an extra deck monster of my own. And yet still have their extra deck monsters still A, have an effect that I'm interested in negating, and B, are not bigger than my extra deck monster? Because in case A, where they're... because in case A, that's a very limited suite of effects. Like, there are technically a ton of different effects that could fall under that category. For example, the spider from from a couple duels ago would fall into that category. But am I really running a whole card to shut those off? In circumstances where it isn't also just a giant 3,000 attack point meter, and thus I'm really only trying to shut them off through their own, like, through the first part of their own battle phase. At which point, if you start thinking about it in that context, then no, this is not worth running. Is kind of the long and short of it that I'm arriving at there, is that it's a very neat card. I love the idea behind it. It is not suited for modern play. Like, what the ideal play conditions for this card are, like, exactly that Yubel deck. Or, like, maybe Sky Striker. No. I think we're good there. I think we are good there. Instead, let's press on to the next match. I gotta say, I do kind of wish that that was a card that was worth running, because it is such a cool idea. It feels like a cool card.
Yes.
It feels like something that you want to be able to play, but alas, it's just not good enough. Ooh, I love how they've set this up. I love this field. I wonder if I can get this field. I would absolutely run it if I had it. Oh, okay, this is Canine. We are just about, yeah, this is Canine Vanquish Soul. This is actually like, that's a deck that is constructed good. Like, competitive, this is like in the top tier of decks that are competitive to play in Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now. In both Master Duel and the TCG. Maybe less so in the... Oh, no, we might be about to die. Look at all... We might be about to die. Okay. We can play Banisher. We can play out our 2 traps. And that way, if they try to deal with the... if I need to block with the Space Dragster, I can protect the Space Dragster with my Tiki Curse. There is a low chance that the fact that this is the macro effect on this is enough to defeat them. Oh. Yeah, I guess that's gonna banish my board. Oh, I should have kept the macro. That was dumb of me. I didn't realize that it would let me keep 1 because he had the evenly matched on board at the time. That was my bad. We're gonna play this out. This is gonna be bad. But, oh wait, hold on. They're on bad cards. We might have a chance. Are they... They're making Gravekeepers work in the year of our Lord 2026? Okay. I suppose I'm not in a position to complain. I don't have the light tuners to make this happen. So I'm gonna summon Mecha Fantasies Tetherwolf. Or I am struck down. I have a follow-up play, and that's really all that matters right now? Question mark? Okay, we have a better follow-up play. Let's go with this Justice Bringer. Does he have a second strike? Okay. To battle we go. Gotta admit, not totally sure what's happening right now, but it's happening. Roar! Guilt-gripping Morganite. Uh-huh. Oh. So the plan here is, having locked me out of the game with the Vanity's Fiend. Oh, I should have. Oh, I could have gotten the Magician out, and no, I couldn't have because Vanity's Fiend. We're gonna concede. I don't think even this deck has a way out of that. Like I could theoretically, if I got Metal Morph specifically, specifically Metal Morph and a monster with reasonable enough attack, that I'm getting at most I was getting at most like 3 more turns against that deck. And that is a lot to ask for in 3 turns against a deck that, yeah. Okay, we love seeing Metal Morph. We love seeing Metal Morph. I think that probably plays set that, set that, set that. I maybe should have set the Lamia instead, but oh well. I probably should have sent it, yeah, but oh well. Nah, we're good. Good chance we're having to activate my Magician, to summon my Magician of Dark Illusion sometime this turn. We can summon it by activating either of these traps. And then activate the Metal Morph to protect it if needed as well on top of that. Nope, we're gonna hold. Okay, that is unfortunately the guy that is too big for my sneaky plan to deal with. I was not expecting, honest to goodness, Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. I think probably the play in this case is to wait to the activation of Pinch Helper's effect. So use it to negate an attack. Oh, never mind. I'm not going to get the chance. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to activate it now, just in order to get the summon off if I can. Why does it gain 1,000 attack? That's unnecessary. Yeah. Ah, I see. So in a way, I just sealed my own fate there. But honestly, that's fine. It gets me out of this game. Unless they just keep going for no reason? What are you doing, dude? What is your goal here? You already made the big guy, the other big guy. What else are you looking to do? Like it's the new big guy and the old big guy. Oh, here's a less big guy that also won't kill me? Congratulations? I'm not really sure what this accomplished. I'm really not sure what this accomplished. Now do I even just... No, I gotta expect that they have some follow-up, and if they do... Also, I do realize now that they didn't... Sure, yeah, blow up your own emperor, bud. I realize now that they didn't actually have lethal beforehand, but this is still a silly-looking play. Like, why would you do this? Oh, and this is continuously gaining attack each time, it doesn't go away. So it's just like continuously gaining 400k, 400 attack every time it fights. That's neat. No, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. Oh no, it's not. It's because it lets them destroy my thing for. Okay, that's less stupid of them. But if they get clicky and just decide to resolve and just like click the Timaeus button, then they could still kill themselves. Oh, okay, they're gonna win the game here. Great. Finally. No, please don't. You're gonna mess this up again, dude. Please. Please. I'm only letting you... I'm only not conceding because this guy has done enough stupid things already that, like, I fully expect that they'll somehow mess this, like, I'm kind of hoping that they'll mess this up for themselves somehow. Like, they really feel like super could. If they just, like, if they tribute away their Timaeus for any reason, like, surely they wouldn't be dumb enough to get rid of their Timaeus, right? Okay, good. Go, we got dark magic attacked. Okay, that's fine. As long as it's over. Oh. We'll go first. I love opening a floodgate. I love opening a floodgate and 2 pieces of protection. Oh, my friend. I have no idea if you care about this as a floodgate. Also, I see your hydrates and raise you water in hand. I turn this back on you. Hydrate yourselves. Do not hydrate yourself just because you're watching me play a game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Of all things. Come on now. Be better than that. Good, good. No, you will give yourself a headache. In fact, if the opponent ends up comboing off on their turn here, I probably will step away to refill my water bottle. Okay, they are doing things. That's something. Sure, sure, sure. Oh. So the reason I don't want to activate this right now is it would also blow up my stuff. Yeah, I'll pop the widespread ruin here. Oh, I do feel a little bad for this guy. This is not the way you want to get beat down. There's another piece of protection. Okay. Are the labyrinths? No, the labyrinths are dark. They're not actually being affected by this quarantine lock at all. So I'm going to tribute for Scarlet Scourge. Sure. So this is 2,000 defense, and we're expecting that if and when we run into it, it's gonna be in defense position. Oh, that's too big even defense position. Okay. No, what we're gonna do is we're gonna Concealing Light. Cuts off their entire board. Oh, I can take the opportunity here. I could summon Transcendosaurus. Yeah, I'm gonna do that before I lose these guys as material. Before I lose any of these guys to, like, shenanigans. And the Lady Lab over that my opponent is so kindly leaving set for me over there is a 29, has 2900 defense, so I'll be able to run over this even. Okay, sure. There is a spell card involved in this combo somewhere, if I remember it correctly. I might not be remembering it correctly, but I believe there's a spell card involved somewhere in this combo. Oh, I also just still have this, right, I also just still have this layer 19, so even if they try to make something to get over, if it doesn't actually pop, then it's not gonna, if it doesn't actually have like a pop effect attached, it's not gonna do anything. I can also attempt to do the, if I don't think it's gonna work out, I can do the return to the normal. There's Lacrima. Okay, let's take a look here. Oh, they were this. They had the Fiendsmith stuff in hand the whole time. That was what was being held back. Let's go ahead and do this. If I force them to end on just the Lacrima, then we're probably fine. No, thank you. Yeah, I can't be faulted for it. They had a second engine they were running that I didn't, that I wasn't aware of. I don't feel bad about not knowing that. That's interesting. I can't beat over anything here, so I'm just gonna leave this in attack position so that when they crash the Lacrima into me, that will at least trade resources. Oh, I was right all along. There was a spell card somewhere in here, and I just... Ah! I'm gonna lose to this engine. This engine is just so good. I think I probably actually do go ahead and concede here. I don't think I have an answer to this. The resource loop Fiendsmith offers is just absurd. Because you can basically do their whole combo every turn if you've done it once before. Or else you're in a position where you don't need to do the combo. And either way, the other player is in a bad spot if they don't have an answer, and my deck is not built well enough to have an answer.
Yes.
It would have to be like somehow work my way to another Xyz somehow work my way over to another dimension slice. Which is really just not where you want to be. So we're gonna go with Whip Snake for our initial summon here, just because they're a... They have an effect. So they will, A, conceal the Madolke Knights, and B, excuse me, B, if our opponent doesn't lead, which they very well may not, they might attack into it, and if they do, we might have a combat trick that is relevant. Let's actually try and cut them off here, though. Let's just cut them off here if we can. I don't know how this combo works well enough to think that anything other than, like, this starter is probably all they need. Alright. Our hopes were proven correct. That was all the extension there. There wasn't an additional thing happening. Let's scale that. Okay, we can just not do that this time. That's fine. Maxi punishes us if we special summon. And we're honestly in a position right now where we don't super need to. It would, of course, benefit us to go into the extra deck and get a bigger dude. But I don't really need to. No, we can't attack into that. Ooh, with the Bestial on board, I do have to give them a couple draws. Okay, does not till end of turn. So it is just permanently at half attack, which means it's at an acceptable amount of attack. I don't have to give them any more draws. I could just hold on this. We're just giving them as little to work with as we can get away with. Which admittedly is more than I would like. I'm not surprised they have a second starter in hand. This is probably full combo for them, whatever that constitutes. Well, that constitutes a link decoder. Okay. Sure. Yeah, you link decoder and then you have all these Ignitus guys that do stuff. What? Yeah. Okay, sure. We're probably popping all the way up to like a 4. Splash Mage is a classic. I'm expecting that before they get around to actually properly removing their board, they're going to try and pop something. I'm expecting that they'll have, in addition to a guy that is just a big beater, somebody who is just, somebody who is intended to be like a removal piece, like, and that is when we will have our next opportunity to interrupt them. Properly, at least. I'm gonna hold on to this whip snake thing just because, again, okay, there you go. There you go. That's the guy. This is the guy. You can banish cards to destroy stuff. Ah! They destroyed my trap cards instead of any of my monsters. Okay, I guess they aren't scared of my monsters, which I don't know. Why would they be scared of my monsters? I got scary monsters. Right, guys? I got scary monsters. They're not just gonna make a second... Let's go. Okay, we're gonna see here. We've lost so hard. It's not like they're gonna turn all those spare material on their board into a second scary guy, right? Right, guys? Ooh. A little bit unfortunate that we're seeing these our two Performer Pal cards together. We can still get some value out of them though. In fact, I think I am going Whip Snake and Pinch Helper. Mad Hack is something we can get out on our opponent's turn if they start trying to do anything relevant. Oh, if they do DC before playing cards, that doesn't count for us. Fortunately, they're holding on. Barely, but they're still here. They're still trying. And we have passed the point of they are in this game, they have played cards, so even if they DC from here, we do win. We do get our packs. It would be a shame to win this way, honestly, but I'm not gonna complain too hard, frankly. Because they're on, wait. Hold on. You're on vampires? You're... Oh, no. Okay, sure. You have no vampires in your grave. Sure, summon out your floodgate. No. Oh, please be this dumb. Please be this dumb. Please be this dumb. Wait. No! Wait, hold on. I couldn't... It wouldn't... Oh, no. I was this dumb. Oh, no. Oh, but that was an old one and didn't actually do the thing. Okay, cool. That's funny. I was the dumb. I didn't realize there wouldn't be a window for me to clear his guy. Let's summon out our tuner here and let's make Goyo Predator. We're gonna play a game of stealing monsters, then let's steal some monsters. My vampire dupe now. I want you to send a wrap card. That's gonna be their imperms or whatever. Okay, haunted zombies. That's unsurprising. That's unsurprising. I'm a little annoyed at myself that I just lost that whip snake for no reason, but I am not gonna feel too bad about it. We're still in a relatively winning position anyway. And we wouldn't have been able to make Goyo Predator if we hadn't done that, which I think would have put us in a worse position overall. So, mistakes, certainly. But I think in this case, it seems to be working out fine. Yeah. Well, and if I had swapped it, he just wouldn't have attacked, because my last opportunity to swap was apparently at the beginning of, like, the, end of main phase. I didn't realize that was how that's supposed to work, but, I guess. Oh, hey, here's another vampire. Does nothing if normal summoned. Ah. I would assume they'd be trying to make another vampire, except I don't think they can. They could be... No, that's bad for you, friend. That's bad for you, friend. Yeah, sure. Summon your vampire Fraulein. Oh wait, that is bad for me. Yeah, we'll summon our Mad Hacker here. And go ahead and activate Pinch Helper as well. We'll flip it up. We aren't going to negate the attack until they commit to spending the... Sure. That does mean we could actually lose the Goyo Predator here. But if they don't kill Mad Hacker, then they lose Vampire Retainer, is sort of the situation they're in now. It looks like they have decided they want that clearing the Predator is more important to them than keeping Fraulein. A-okay with me. Uh-huh. If I had to guess, they just typed in to add 1500 instead of trying to do the exact math they needed to get over my guy, understanding that they'd get refunded on whatever extra they did. Yep. Hacker time. Give me your Fraulein, unless you have a protection spell in hand. They do not. His effect is still going to be useless, because they don't actually have trap, but it's fine. I am looking for them to have a Battle Fader, or I win. Okay, they don't. If they have it, they don't use it here. Swing into the Fraulein. Okay, they are gonna be protecting themselves with this. Oh, I forgot that the Vampire Dude does half damage. That's fine. Good thing I didn't spend the Fraulein on him then. Oh, and it's only if it's battles an opponent's monster, so they knew they were safe as soon as... Okay, that's fine. I missed that. Again, it's fine. We're in a really good position here still. I would rather be playing over carefully and fail to like stay in a better position than play recklessly and lose for it. Probably would have been more trying to get hold of that retainer though. Huh? What are you making, bud? I presume you have somebody you're planning to make here. Making 3 level 2s, you could be going for a rank 2 of some kind. I'm not sure what it would be. The only ones I can think of would be like, I don't know. Going for like the Ghost Trick 3, the Ghost Trick 2, which seems silly. But, oh no, we're going for a Link monster. That's also fine. Oh, they're getting my Goyo Brenner. Yup. That's fine. I can get that back with the Fraulein next turn. The only vampire they control is Fascinator, so they can only take one of my guys if they're willing to sacrifice their ability to do so in the long term. And this is a game that's looking to go a little bit longer. Why did I not get the... What? Why am I not getting the opportunity to use Fraulein's effect? What? Why isn't that working? What? Let me turn it all the way on, just so that I can be sure that's not happening again. Is there anybody useful I can make here? Oh, I could go into Chidori, which does beat over... Yeah, okay, this seems good. Oh, and it is getting the attack buff for zombies and for Blackwing's in yard. That's funny. Alright, having popped their whole board, do they have anywhere to go from here? Okay, that's something. Oh, that's... okay. They're gonna summon their vampire. The Vampire Duke, which is gonna send something from my deck to my graveyard. Oh, or the Fascinator, that also makes sense. They're probably gonna... No, what are they doing here? They can get over the Hannibal Necromancer, no issue, but where do they go from there? That doesn't... Wait, why did both die? Oh. Okay, sure. Shouldn't it? Okay, actually I am confused. What? Why did that happen that way? What did Fascinator have that did that? Because everything... Oh no, not everything's a zombie anymore. Right. Because... Why did you do that? Why did you pay the... Okay, I don't understand what this is. Yeah, I realize that now. No. So we're currently in a position where, okay, they're out of the retainers. So they're looking to top deck. They have to get one, maybe two top decks before I clear them. I am a little frustrated because we would have had this game in the bag. It didn't just let us activate our quick effects. So like our monster combat quick effects like twice over now. We're still winning because this is ultimately not a great deck. Like our opponent is still ultimately playing a pretty bad deck, but it's not for lack of trying. It feels like. Okay, wait, hold on. Hold on. That's just Soma. That's not even. That's just Soma. What? How did they get away with that? No, it's not Simon. It's straight up. How'd they get away with that? What? For reference, Simon is the Belmont that people know. Simon, or after the Castlevania show, more likely Trevor. Soma is one of the later Belmonts that they invented. My sister could tell you more about them, but sure. This is the quality of card this person is trying to use to beat me. All I ask is a 4. Deck, I believe in you, I need a 4. That's not a 4, that's a dead draw. That is the deadest draw I could have gotten from this position. Don't worry about it. But yeah, Soma is a later, very much a later Castlevania character. I don't know. Castlevania is one of those games we might end up playing a bunch of them eventually. Because I do quite like them. But they are hard to justify playing sometimes. Or more like, you know, it's a... I don't know, man. I would like to be running them, but I don't know if I would like to do them sometime, but they will have to be fit into the schedule. And I'm already feeling the constriction of having basically 2, like, game streaming days. I have games I want to play, but oh no, we lost this so hard. The amount of health they were able to recover off that attack was absurd. I need a 4. Not a 4. And I've already gone through Goyo Predator this game. Yeah, no, that's a concede. Well, I don't mind that so much, because if we did it as a we're gonna do Castlevania thing, we could, one of the things we could do is we could, you know, do things like compare and contrast, all these other interesting things that you can do. By the way, last duel for the night. But I don't... well, it really is just a matter of time. I have a bunch of games I would like to play, and I've been struggling to fit them all into the amount of time I have available anyway. So we'll see. There are series that might appear on my schedule at some point. Either in whole or in part. More likely in part. Oh, probably will, yeah. Actually, yeah, let's go ahead and concede. We don't really have a good way to win this right now. Like, we have no ability to, like, interact with what they're doing, so we should probably just move on. There's a chance we can get one more good game in, if we just concede now. But probably not! We'll go first. Maybe they're another person on a silly deck because they can be. I wouldn't know. Not like I'm on a silly deck or something. But we do have a reasonable opener here. I'm not looking to go into a 5 just yet. Like, my 5 is not great. I would rather set up a negate and a protection. I would call this silly. It's a silly thing to be doing. I would argue it's a very silly deck. See, for example, we have spent our interaction for the game. If they have a means part outside of the tract, we're done. Nah. Silly is I'm playing a pile of garbage and pretending it's a deck. Oh no! Oh. Yay! We're about to concede. We're gonna concede. That was another actually super meta deck, and in Master Duel was meta in TCG until they pretty well slaughtered it with the most recent ban list. But I think that's enough Master Dueling for the night, probably. We're gonna do one more quick pass over the deck just to see if there's anything else we should be doing. I've liked our little Blackwing package so far, I gotta say. Both of the Blackwings have been totally reasonable plays on their own. 1800 is a fine defensive body, even if I don't have a synchro already set up, and it is a 4, so it enables a ton of my plays. And Orochi is also just a totally fine tuner. It does what I want, and if I happen to draw both, I get a free 5, which Armades is a totally reasonable card. Not if the alternative is to have a negate, but, like, you know, you take what you can and lose anyway. But, you know, that's the way of things at this point. Let's take another look through what we are running and see if there's anything else we should be running from those. We already discussed Hojo. I think it's a bad call right now. It just doesn't do anything. It really wants us to have this Valance field spell in play. We can't Pendulum summon it, and like it's one of the cards that is a part of the complicated combo of the deck rather than a card we can slot in for our purposes. We are playing all of our Performapal stuff except for this is not a Performapal stuff, but this is not a card we want to be playing on Ice Phantom Dragon. It's a big beefy dragon that doesn't do anything. There's no way to free summon it. It doesn't it doesn't have a pendulum effect we care about. It's not worth playing. We have no other... Okay, we do have 2 other Predaplant cards, but Darlingtonia Cobra, while incredibly powerful, doesn't do anything in our deck. We don't have access to a polymerization. And Cordyceps really wants us to be running a density of Predaplants. And is otherwise pretty useless, so we're not going to be running that. We technically got a Dark Magician via event. If you guys think it's something we should be allowed to run, I will let you guys weigh in on that over time. I am inclined to not. It basically makes the rule simple. If I can't dismantle it, I can't run it. It makes the deck building a little easier in that way. Crawler Soma. We have no crawlers, but it is a free 6, and as proven on a couple occasions now, our rank 6 is good, and if we can get 7, if we can get to a 7 or an 8, happen to hit it with our tuner, all the better. And it is just a big beefy body on top of all that. It's good. It's hard to argue with that, unfortunately, for better or worse. Scarlet Scourge. This is her... I have really enjoyed having this card in the deck, and I'm really sad to see it on the bubble. If this doesn't get better with what we get in the coming sets, it is probably one of the cards most likely to get cut. And I kind of hate that. Because we do have a second vampire, but that's only effective synergy if we've already seen and lost the other vampire. And so it's probably a cut. The downside of cutting that, of course, is that it means our only real way to the Transcendosaurus is through Goyo Predator. And that's not something we want to be doing. So we probably effectively lose access to Transcendosaurus Drillignathus. But that might not be a strong enough argument to keep it. Its days are unfortunately just numbered unless we find other things to do with it. Arcana Force 14 Temperance. This may be more on the bubble than the Scarlet Scourge. It does negate battle damage, but negating battle damage is a very different thing from negating an attack. It does things. In other words, it does things that we kind of care about, but not really enough to justify it if something better comes along. These two are probably my next cuts to the deck. Grimson, on the other hand, gets to stick around a little while longer because it does protect my board. It's one of the few pieces I have that actually does that. I'm basically looking at just Grimson, Space Dragster, and Pinch Helper for cards that actually protect my board rather than try and, like, lock down my opponent's board. Kaiser Force Raider, great early special summon. If I can get him rolling, he can also make for a great theater. If not, he can still be fodder for, like, a 7. Or a 6, if it happens to be Orochi. A Zaborg, it's removal. It's kind of the long and short of it. It's removal. It's good removal. Madolke Petting Sore. It is a free summon if I have no monsters in yard. However, much like Madolke Knights, that makes it somewhat dead the later into the game we go. Now, it does have an advantage over Knights in that even if I draw it late, it is still a 4-star body. We can still do things with that. Whip Snake, sticking around for a while longer. I think I just have to have activation window just on, or else I guess I just miss out good activation windows with that in play. Heatherwolf justifies its existence by bringing along a second body. If it didn't do that, then it wouldn't be in the deck. It may not be in the deck much longer anyway, because a 7 and a 3 body are not very useful, and otherwise you have to wait a turn to take advantage of it effectively, because you have to, like, tribute the token in order to summon one of your higher level monsters, or, like, incorporate it into a synchro summon. Because of the way the deck is built, I basically have to deal with the token before I can take advantage of the Tetherwolf. And that's increasingly going to be a problem as time goes on. It's fine for the moment, but it's on watch. We already discussed our Blackwings. We could maybe add a couple more. I don't love it, though. As we've kind of discussed prior, Blizzard, not great unless we get a critical mass of Blackwings, and Breeze just doesn't do anything unless we have a massive Blackwings. Like, it turns any 4, like, if I special summon it, if I manage to get it onto the field, it and any 4 make Chidori with effect. Which I guess is a bonus. Doesn't really matter, though. It just makes it a tuner. The only thing I might care about that for is Nirvana High Paladin, in which case I don't want it to be a tuner. Probably not happening. Justice Bringer, it's a negate. End of story. Quarantine, Floodgate, Victoria. Probably also on the bubble, unfortunately. Her effect is really good when it works. But otherwise, she's just an 1800 meter, which is kind of fine. Hannibal Necromancer, we've already nearly cut this card once. It's likely to get cut soon. Banisher, great Floodgate, negate. Steal an opponent's card for basically free, or, you know, force them to deal with it. Honestly, this is like the 4th worst of our tuners. the second worst of our tuners, which is kind of incredible. It's like Justicia, Researcher, and then from there it's like Knight's End Sorcerer, Orochi, Lamia. They're tuners. They kind of justify themselves. But yeah, that's what we're looking at for the deck right now. Oh, and of course, Hastor, can't really summon him right now, but he's here. Armades, more summonable than ever with the Black Wings in deck. Goyo Predator, our favorite boy. Chidori is a buff guy that can sometimes be even buffer. Harpath, ooh, kind of hard. If I had to cut one of these synchros, cut down on these synchros, it would probably be Nirvana High Paladin, who I almost can't use right now. Almost. But increasing density of pendulum monsters means that this first condition is easier than ever to reach. And then the rest of these guys. I don't have ones anymore, so this can probably... This is also a guy I can't summon. I can summon this, and it's bad, but it is at least the second thing I can go into. Drillagnathus, great. Didaratant, great. This doesn't do much, but it's better than nothing. This not filling the slot. Miasma Necromancer is acceptable. Cyberus Enchanter. And that's about the situation with the deck right now. Alright, thank you all so much for joining me. I will be along next week with next Sunday night for more in Stars and Time, followed by Chapter 3 and probably half of Chapter 4 on Monday night of Poppy Playtime. And we'll be back here on Wednesday for Episode 3 of Magic Progression Series. Of Progression Magic, which will be Antiquities, which I'm super excited for. Thank you all so much for being here. I will look forward to having you later. Bye-bye.